The atmosphere at the 2026 drama promotion event felt electric long before the main cast even stepped onto the stage. Fans had been gathering for hours, their anticipation building with every passing minute, all waiting for a glimpse of one name that had been dominating conversations online: Zhang Linghe. As the promotional banners for the best thing shimmered under the bright lights, there was a quiet understanding in the air that something memorable was about to unfold. When Zhang Linghe finally appeared, the reaction was instantaneous. A wave of cheers erupted from the audience, blending excitement, admiration, and pure awe. It wasn't just his presence that commanded attention, but the effortless elegance he carried with him. Dressed in a perfectly tailored outfit that balanced sophistication and modern charm, he seemed to embody the very essence of the drama he was there to promote. From the very beginning of the event, it became clear that Zhang Linghe was in exceptional form. His posture was relaxed yet confident, his expressions natural yet captivating. Every small movement, from the way he waved to fans to how he acknowledged the hosts, felt intentional without being forced. It was this balance that made him so compelling to watch. As the interview segment began, the spotlight intensified. Questions about the best thing flowed seamlessly, touching on his character, the storyline, and his experience during filming. Zhang answered each one with thoughtful clarity, occasionally adding subtle humor that drew soft laughter from both the audience and his co-stars. His voice carried a calm warmth, making even simple responses feel engaging. Yet, what truly captured fans' attention wasn't just what he said, it was how he expressed himself. His eyes, often described as one of his most striking features, seemed to hold a quiet depth. When he listened fully. When he smiled, it reached beyond his lips and into his gaze, creating a sense of genuine connection. There were moments when the camera zoomed in closer, and each time, fans watching both live and online found themselves unable to look away. His facial expressions shifted subtly, revealing layers of emotion that hinted at his acting prowess. Even outside of a scripted performance, Zhang Linghe carried an almost cinematic presence. As the event progressed, interactions between cast members added a playful dynamic. There were light-hearted exchanges, shared jokes, and moments of spontaneous laughter that made the atmosphere feel warm and authentic. Zhang participated naturally, neither overpowering the conversation nor fading into the background. It was during one of these quieter intervals, however, that something unexpected happened. The cameras caught Zhang Linghe in a seemingly insignificant moment, one that would soon become the highlight of the entire event. As he stood slightly to the side, waiting for the next segment to begin, his attention briefly shifted downward. In a calm, almost absent-minded gesture, he adjusted the ring on his finger. At first glance, it was a simple action. A small movement that might have gone unnoticed in a less attentive setting. But in that moment, under the lights and in front of countless cameras, it became something entirely different. The way he did it was what made it unforgettable. There was a softness in the gesture, a quiet elegance that perfectly matched his overall demeanor. His fingers moved with precision, not rushed, not exaggerated. It felt natural, almost intimate, as though the audience had been allowed a glimpse into a private, unguarded moment. Within seconds, fans began reacting. Those in the venue exchanged excited whispers, while online viewers flooded social media with clips and screenshots. The phrase, Zhang Linghe adjusting his ring, quickly began trending, accompanied by countless comments expressing disbelief at how such a small gesture could feel so impactful. Many fans described it as mesmerizing. Others called it dangerously charming. Some simply admitted that they couldn't stop replaying the moment. What made this brief action so powerful was not just the movement itself, but the context surrounding it. Throughout the event, Zhang Linghe had maintained a composed and polished image. He was articulate, poised, and undeniably attractive. But that single fleeting gesture revealed a different side, one that felt more human, more relatable. It broke the invisible barrier between celebrity and audience. Suddenly, he wasn't just a star promoting a drama. He was a person caught in a quiet moment of self-adjustment, unaware of how captivating he appeared. That authenticity resonated deeply with fans, making the moment feel genuine rather than staged. Clips of the gesture began circulating across platforms almost immediately. Edited versions slowed down the movement, highlighting every detail. The angle of his hand, the subtle shift in his expression, the way the light reflected off the ring. Each version seemed to amplify the charm of the original moment. As the clips spread, so did the analysis. Fans began discussing the symbolism of the ring, speculating whether it had personal meaning or was simply part of his styling for the event. Others focused on the aesthetics, praising the elegance of his hands and the effortless grace of his movements. Some even connected the moment to his character in The Best Thing, suggesting that his natural demeanor mirrored the qualities of the role he portrayed. Meanwhile, the official promotional content for the drama continued to gain traction. Trailers, posters, and behind-the-scenes footage were shared widely, drawing in viewers who were curious about the story. Yet, interestingly, many new viewers admitted that their initial interest had been sparked not by the plot, but by that viral moment. It became a gateway. A single gesture that led audiences into a larger narrative. Back at the event, Zhang Linghe remained unaware of the storm he had created online. He continued engaging with the program, participating in games, answering questions, and interacting with fans. His professionalism never wavered, and his composure remained intact. But for those watching closely, there was a subtle shift in how he was perceived. Every movement now carried added weight. Every expression felt more significant. Fans watched with heightened attention, wondering if another unexpected moment might occur. The hosts, sensing the growing excitement, leaned into the energy of the crowd. They encouraged more interaction, prompting the cast to share stories and reenact scenes. Zhang participated willingly, his laughter coming more freely as the atmosphere grew increasingly relaxed. Still, nothing quite matched the impact of that earlier gesture. It had been spontaneous, unscripted, irreplaceable. As the event drew closer to its conclusion, there was a collective sense of satisfaction among fans. They had come to support a drama, to see their favorite actor, and to experience a live event. What they received, however, was something more, a moment that felt uniquely theirs. Something they could replay, analyze, and cherish. In the days that followed, media outlets began covering the phenomenon. Articles highlighted how a simple action had captured widespread attention, turning into a viral sensation almost overnight. Commentators discussed the power of subtle charisma, using Zhang Linghe as a prime example. Industry insiders noted how moments like these could elevate a promotional campaign, creating organic buzz that no marketing strategy could replicate. And at the center of it all was Zhang Linghe himself. Calm, composed, unintentionally unforgettable. For fans, the memory of that event would remain vivid. Not just because of the drama being promoted, but because of how it made them feel. The excitement, the admiration, the shared experience of witnessing something unexpectedly beautiful. It served as a reminder that sometimes the most impactful moments are not the ones carefully planned, but the ones that simply happen. Moments that reveal something real. Moments that resonate. Moments that, in just a few seconds, can define an entire event. And in 2026, at the promotion of The Best Thing, Zhang Linghe delivered exactly that, without even trying.